What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a couple things going around the garage. We got to wash up the Accord because it sits under a tree that just shoots sap and gunk and shit, and it's sticky and gross and it's hard to see out of the windows, and even the windshield wiper spray can't get it off. So it's annoying. We got to wash that thing off, and I'm gearing up to take this car out because it's been running phenomenally. It cracked VTEC. We took it for a little test drive last weekend. Cracks VTEC real hard. It feels way better running off this Honda than it did on a stock ECU. But today, before we get it out on the road, I just kind of want all the loose ends tidied up. And one thing that this car does is one headlight daytime running light is full brightness and the other is super dim, and the projector shakes in the one that's super dim. So we are going to see if it's a voltage issue, a bulb issue, or if it's the actual projectors, and I got to put the glass headlight housings back in. Because I just want to make sure this car is tip-top before we actually take it out, just to avoid any issues down the line. And by gunky and dirty, this is what I mean. Like, it's like textured too. It looks like it's been bed linered. It is disgusting. It's all over the windows. Like, it is gross. So we're gonna wash this thing off because that is terrible. 1, 2, 3. We have the interior cluster ripped apart again because a very weird thing was happening, right? So basically this left light was very dim, and so was the signal compared to the right light. And the signals would work when this is on off or when it's on low beam. The left and right would work. As soon as you put it onto full nighttime running lights, like as you can see, full nighttime lights, it was on high beams. This signal wouldn't work, the left one, but the right one would. Only the left one wouldn't work when it was in full nighttime running lights. But when it was in full and you turn the hazard on, both the signals would work. So we're like, what the actual fuck is going on? Took this whole thing apart, looked at all the fuses, checked all the wiring, coming up short. Busted out the voltmeter, coming up short. I'm looking in here at this harness. This one right here in particular. So this one is responsible for the windshield wiper box that we obviously don't have anymore, the headlight, and the signal light. And I'm like, this white box right here is just kind of floating, and it's got a metal tab which must be responsible for some sort of ground, and a hole in it that's the same size as this bolt. So I backed this bolt off, I threaded it through the tab, and I screwed it back in, and lo and behold, this light and this signal is just as bright as that light and that signal. And now this signal works when full nighttime lights and high beams are on, when it didn't work before. So we've been here for probably an hour. We were testing the voltmeter on the headlight, signal light, like continuity everywhere. We're coming up short, and it's this white little box with that silver tab, must be the ground. So if you're ever having dim headlight issues or signal light issues on the left side of the car, the timing side of the engine, make sure that box is on. Maybe just back it off and sand a little bit of paint away and put it back on, because that fixed all of our lighting issues. I can't believe it. Also, I found a rusty brake line on the Accord. It's always something. So if we come out here and look at the proportioning valve, this new wide angle lens is too wide. You can't even see down there. Well, that's pretty useless, isn't it? Okay, so here it is. That's the rusty line right there. And that's another shot of it. It looks like surface rust. I squeezed all around the line. It's still a solid line, and it's only at that bend that it's rusty, but I don't really want to deal with that. It's just a brake line. It's a small fix. that car is worth decent money, and for me it's just not worth buying the parts and spending more time fixing this car. I've already done upper control arms, inner outer tie rods, brakes, like so many things on this car. It's gotten hit. It's like I just don't really have any more want, need, or effort to put into a cheap little daily. So we're probably sooner than later gonna list it, let it go. Unfortunately, we do love our little CB7 Accord, but just as more and more things are going wrong, and I'm gonna be fully transparent, I'm not trying to like screw anyone over. I just don't have the time, want, or energy right now to fix it. We have the Veloster N2, we have this Civic EG that I'd want to drive more, so kind of the plan is to maybe list it and then get into a CRV or something. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, now that I say let's list it, the line doesn't pop, and fingers crossed, knock on wood, that it wouldn't on the new owner. I've thoroughly checked it out and I genuinely think that it's okay. It's just surface rust. I've rattled it around, I've manhandled it. If it was gonna let go, it would let go. We've been driving it all through the winter. We've had it for 9 months now, driving it every single day, and that line, I noticed it and the guy told me as soon as I got it, and I've just been kind of checking up on it, and I forgot about it until today actually, and it's never proved to be an issue for us, and I don't think it would be for a little bit longer. Like I said, obviously I'd be transparent about that, but I think it might be time to kind of move on from that. However, it's not time to move on from this. This beauty right here needs to get some more love shown, and she needs to get taken out of the shop. Now that that lighting issue is fixed, I'm pumped. Accord is washed, and unfortunately might be time to say bye-bye. Too many things going on. You know, it's almost 300,000 kilometer, 30-year-old car. Things are bound to go wrong, and the price point I sell it at is going to reflect that. And like I said, I'm not gonna hide anything. I just grabbed this camera because I got in here and we were testing the lights one more time, making sure it runs good, which it does. And my wipers were halfway up the windshield because I hit this when I was trying to do the signal, and they got caught on the hood, and then they wouldn't work, and now they're fucking cranking again and working. As soon as I get the camera to be like, well, another thing doesn't work, they work again. Come on, dude.
She's just keeping it spicy.
But now that we're in the car, I'll show you guys more of what I was meaning. So when that box was disconnected, the signal would work, the other signal would work. When you turned it one up to daytime running lights, signal would work, other signal would work. When you put it on full nighttime lights, as you can see them come on up there, this signal would work, but when you'd go down on this one, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't make a sound, it wouldn't flash on the dash, it wouldn't flash on the signal. Now it does. You can pull high beams on, high beams work too, and everything is hunky-dory, even hazards. So all of the lights are working. Happy days. Car's in good AFRs. But without further ado, boys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. We came to just fix the lighting issue on this car today, which we did with that white little junction box that had a ground tab off of it. Washed all the sappy shit off the Accord, and now it's time to pull this thing out. I'm actually gonna go ahead and be taking it to a good friend that can solder very well, and he is going to solder in the wideband into the Honda. All going to the same wires, everything. We're just soldering it instead of using those T-taps, because those T-taps are garbage. So without further ado, comment, like, subscribe. This car is going to be on the road very soon. Peace out, boys.